Hello, I'm Daniel. I wanted to just make a video and present an action item. An action item. This is a thing we can do to help ourselves right now. A lot's going on right now, and I think we all know that now. Not only are many people who have been teleworking a long time finally returning to our building, but also social distancing, it seems to be completely over. You can take as many people in an elevator as you want now, among other things, right? And people are sitting next to each other at desks, and in-person team meetings are happening. So really feels like social distancing is over, which was a thing we warned about, and we knew it could happen, especially with people coming back, right? And then the third thing, of course, is our transmission level is now rated high in Jackson County, which is where the IRS building is. So because that rating is high, we need to start wearing masks in our building again, among other things, right? And that's where we're at right now. It's really unfortunate that people are returning to the building at the same time the CDC has declared Jackson County an area of high transmission. Really annoying that those are coming at the same time, but they are. So there's a thing we can do that will help us. It's not going to help us as much as we want, maybe, but that's the thing is we need to do multiple things and have multiple actions to try to help ourselves. That's how change happens, okay? And this in specific thing is this. In the Take Action page on nteu.org, there is a link to ask Congress to bring back emergency paid leave. Emergency paid leave is a program where people that got COVID were able to get admin time, which is great. You know, if your leave balance is low and you get COVID even if you have, especially if you have like a really serious case and you have to go to the hospital, man, it's nice if something's there for you, right? And if we have a high transmission level, man, it seems like we need it. It seems like we need it, even for people that are very careful with their leave. COVID could still present a real problem, especially if you have just terrible complications that we hear about sometimes, right? So I'm going to ask you to help us by taking action here, okay? Even if you're someone who thinks COVID's not that scary, you're not that worried about COVID, whatever. I know we have a diversity of viewpoints. Even if you're that person who's not at all worried about COVID, I would still like to ask you to do this because if nothing else, it's going to make your coworkers feel a little bit safer. And that should mean something to us, okay? So this is what I want you to do. I've got my big tablet here. Big one's easier to see on videos like this. And I'm going to hit that Take Action button. That was nteu.org is where I went. I'll put a link in the comments of this video just to make it even easier, okay? But there's a list of things on here. Okay, and some of them don't actually apply to IRS employees, but, you know, it's still valuable. But these are things, you click one of these, and it will generate a letter to your representatives in the United States Congress, okay? And the one I'm going to click on, so there's one, support a fair pay raise. Like, I've been doing that a lot because that means a lot to me. We need a fair pay raise. But the one I want to point to today is urge Congress to provide emergency paid leave. Okay, so I'm going to click that one. And then it asks me to enter my zip code, which I will do. Okay, and the reason it asks for that is to know who my representatives are. I live in Platte County. I don't live in, and a lot of people live in Jackson County or Clay County. Right, or even some other counties as well. And some people live on the Kansas side as well, of course. And so we all have different representatives. So it generates this email here. It's very long. I don't really want to read it for you, but you can click in it and change it too. So you can put any message you want in there. So you can add to it, take away from it, or change it. But here, I'm going to read to you just the first sentence. As a federal employee in your congressional district, I am writing to ask you to pass legislation to provide emergency paid leave for federal employees. And then it just goes on and on. It's a very long message. But this is going to go to my representative and my senator. And it's very important to me that this go out there, because the people that got emergency paid leave, especially the people that actually had COVID and got emergency paid leave, this really helped them. This really helped them. And it was only available for 9 months, and then it was gone. And actually, we waited some time for it to go into effect. I don't know if you remember. After it was passed, we waited seemingly a long time for it to go into effect. And it did go in effect, and it helped a lot of people, not just people who had COVID, but also people who had a kid that went to the hospital with COVID, or a spouse, right? It can help all these things. So that's it. That's what I wanted to say in this video today. I would like you to please go to nteu.org and click that Take Action button. You do have to be logged in to do it, so you do have to be a member. That being said, though, a person could join and become a member today and take action today if a person wanted to. And so I want you to go to nteu.org, hit that Take Action button, and go down to urge Congress to provide emergency paid leave, and send that letter. Okay? Send that letter. And it may seem like, oh, these don't do anything. But if they get enough of these, they have to at least think about it. Okay? They have to at least think about it. And that's it. This is not like one of those issues where the member of Congress already has a really strong opinion, probably, right? So it's one of those things that we could potentially get them to move their opinion on and help us, because we need it. And we need to also remind them, hey, you have constituents that work for the federal government and they're not getting everything that would help them. Okay? So that's it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to put a link in the comments so you don't have to do all the steps I did. You can just click that link and generate that letter, all right? So thank you for taking the time to listen to me today, and have a good day.